So I'm here with Carlos from ETG to find out just exactly how a wire EDM works, because to me, it's a bit like black magic. How do you cut steel with electricity? But before that, Carlos, can you introduce yourself?
Thanks for joining us here today. My name is Carlos Figueiredo, and I'm the area sales manager for the island of Ireland, which basically includes the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, yeah.
So, wire EDM, to me, I still get a bit, how does that work? How do you cut steel with electricity?
Well, to put it in layman's terms, obviously there's a lot involved, but pretty simply is, you basically got a generator which generates current, and it's actually, you've got a dielectric, which is usually the water inside, and then you've got a wire, which and the actual electric current is actually transferred through the wire, and with the wire you generate a spark, and any hard metal is basically cut with it. So that's pretty much in a nutshell, very simple way of doing it, yeah.
And what I like about wire EDMs is you can literally cut near enough anything apart from plastics. Please don't try and cut plastics. But obviously if you're using a miller or a lathe, if the materials gets to a real hardness, you can really struggle. But on a wire EDM, it's like a hot knife through butter.
Well, actually, to tell you the honest truth, the harder the material becomes, tool steels, D2s, condition T and all that, that's actually where a wire EDM is at home. So it actually gives you a beautiful finish, a beautiful cut, and that's why a lot of people are moving over to wire EDM, especially on the tougher materials, yeah.
And also with the wire EDM, you get, it's the accuracy and the repeatability of using a machine like this for, if you've got like really high tolerance parts, once you've got this set, just sort of run it and leave it.
Well, look, a lot of our customers, this existing customers, what they actually do is, they set up the machine with multiple stages on the actual bed of the machine, set it up, go away for the weekend, in the Monday morning they'll come and everything's cut. So it's a type of automation on its own. You don't physically have to have a person always there. And then obviously with the control, you've got certain things that monitor everything, cutting conditions, any hassles that might occur. Yeah, so autonomous, total, yeah.
And what I like about these, obviously the MITSUBISHI Wire EDMs, is how you're helping with Industry 4.0, and we're going to get on in a minute about how you're helping save the planet. But one of the big things I like about these is you can actually get a text message when this machine stops. So even your downtime is limited now, because we all know, like you've said, people will set wire EDMs up, they'll walk away. Why wouldn't you? You're not going to stand there and watch it. But if you're at the other side of the shop and this stops, you're not going to be able to see it. So having that sort of technology where you can get a text message say, oh, the wire stopped, it's finished, that really must help with downtime on the machine for parts as well.
No, exactly what you say. Because also we must also think about it that currently, there's a shortage of staff. So a lot of companies are actually, you might have one staff member that's supervising or looking after a couple of machines. So so at least the machine can carry on by its own, but at least something happens, the operator gets a message and he can come attend to it straight away, yeah.
Now, I just want to go towards ETG a little bit, which is Engineering Technology Group for people who didn't know, but you're actually helping with these wires, and I need to point this out that it's not just for these wires, because you could actually retrofit this to other wire EDMs. But can you just explain to the audience how you're actually trying to help save the world as well?
Well, look, obviously, Tom, we must all do our little bit to save our world that we're going to be in the future. And one of the things that we include standard on our machines is this little beautiful yellow unit here is what we call an ECO Ionizer. So traditionally, basically, for people that don't really understand, is with wire EDM, you'd have to actually put resin to actually clean the process. So what actually happens now, with this ECO Ionizer, it totally eliminates the use for resin. One of the disadvantages of resin is it's costly, but also it becomes quite toxic after a while, and you have to dispose of it, and difficult to dispose. But this unit, what we call the ECO Ionizer, what it basically does, it removes all the impurities and the things that you don't want in your actual water. So it totally eliminates, it gives a total free how can I say, you don't have any toxic materials. You don't have. It's basically clean water, and that just carries on, cleaning the system as it goes. And what we do with these units, we actually carry them stock at our branch in Newbridge in County Kildare, and we actually do. It's like a type of a recycle. Once it actually gets used, you just bring the old unit back, we give you a new one. So, and that's how it actually goes. But the nice thing about it is resin is a thing of the past. And like you said earlier, it is available for fitment on other makes of machines as well, yeah.
But I think one more point just before we finish that we need to just get across with this sort of unit as well is that obviously with resin, and I know from the shop I was in, resin is, you have to change the resin quite regularly, which obviously depending on the amount you use the machine or the different materials, we could change the resin every 2 weeks to every month, but we spoke to the guys here at N&E Precision, and the time between actually having to change it is just unreal. So how long will one of these units last? And let's just say for a normal 5 days a week engineering company that's using their wires for a 9-hour day. How long would one of these units last?
Well, that's actually quite a funny story that you mentioned. Is we were actually on a road show, the product manager Scott, and we were on a road show in Ireland, and actually we had the customer N&E phoned us, and they said, no, they've got a strange thing, an alarm system now, this unit is now flashing, and they're wondering why. And we actually explained to them what basically happens, the unit needs to be changed, and that was 2 years later. But generally you're looking at about 18 months that you do. So obviously no resin for 18 months, which is a big saving, and you don't have the hassle and the downtime of actually changing it. So big benefit, yes.
So yeah, so just with one of these, so you've got a cost saving, you've got labor saving, and like you said, resin is quite toxic and dangerous when it's full. So you've also got to find a way of legally getting rid of the resin.
Disposing, yes.
Yeah, disposing of the resin. So I think it's just great that as well as ETG working with all the machines, that they're actually also trying to save the planet as well.
Yeah.